Hey, you. Ever poured your energy into what felt like the perfect way to show someone you care, only to feel like it just, didn't quite land?
Uh-huh. Or maybe you're always saying nice things, but what they really want is just your time, undivided attention.
Exactly. We've all been there, right? So today, we're diving deep into something that can really unlock these relationship puzzles. It's the fascinating world of love tanks and love languages.
It really is. Think of it like this. Everyone has an emotional love tank, and when it's full, well, we feel happy, connected. We thrive in our relationships.
Okay. But here's the catch, isn't it?
Yep. We each have a preferred way for that tank to get filled, and these preferences, that's what we call the 5 love languages.
Right. So let's unpack these languages. What's the first one?
First up, words of affirmation.
Okay. So that's about feeling loved through what people actually say.
Exactly. Hearing those encouraging words, expressions of appreciation, compliments, it really lands for some people.
Makes sense. What's next?
Then there's quality time. And this isn't just being physically present.
Right. Not just sitting on the same couch, scrolling on your phones.
Precisely. It's about focused attention. Truly connecting, sharing an experience without distractions. Like having a really good chat where you both feel genuinely heard.
Got it. Okay. Number 3.
Receiving gifts. Now, this one can sometimes get a bad rap, like it's materialistic.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's usually not about the price tag. It's the thoughtfulness, the effort behind the gesture. A meaningful gift, big or small, shows someone you are thinking of them, that you see them.
So the intent is key.
Absolutely. The thought really does count here.
Okay. What else?
Next is acts of service. This is love shown through actions.
Doing things for people.
Yes. Helpful things, making their life a little easier. Think about someone taking a task off your plate when you're totally overwhelmed. That's love in motion for someone with this language.
Yeah, that can feel huge.
Okay, last one.
And finally, physical touch. This one's pretty self-explanatory.
Hugs, high fives, a hand on the shoulder, a cuddle on the sofa. For people with this primary language, that physical connection is the clearest, most direct way they feel loved and secure.
Okay, 5 languages. To make this really concrete, let's talk about the Miller family you mentioned.
Great idea. So we've got Dad John. His go-to is gifts. He loves finding that perfect present.
Okay.
Then there's Mom Sarah. She feels most loved when John pitches in around the house, helps with chores, her language, acts of service.
I see a potential clash already.
You got it. Then there's their daughter, Emily. She's 11. Her face just lights up when her parents praise her drawings or her efforts. That's words of affirmation.
Sweet. And the son?
That's Tom. He's 8. He's happiest when his dad puts everything down and just plays video games with him. Pure quality time.
Wow, okay. So a real mix in one family.
Exactly. And that's pretty common.
So our mission today, our deep dive, is really to explore how understanding these love tanks in languages can build, deeper, stronger connections, not just in families, but everywhere.
We'll look at the pitfalls, the misunderstandings.
But also the amazing benefits when you kind of get it right. And we'll give you some practical tips. So as we talk, maybe start thinking about yourself. What's your language? And what about the important people in your life?
Definitely. Let's start with the tough stuff, maybe. What happens when those love tanks are running low? The empty tank feeling.
Yeah, the pain points. I think the biggest one, honestly, is just misunderstandings. Like, you mean well, but it just doesn't translate.
Totally. Think about John giving Sarah that blender for her birthday.
Mm.
His intention is pure gifts. I got you this great thing.
Right. He's speaking his language.
But Sarah hears it through her acts of service filter. So instead of feeling cherished...
She might think, oh, great, another hint that I should be cooking more.
Exactly. And boom, you've got an argument brewing from a place where John was trying to show love. It's classic.
So a key takeaway here for everyone listening. Good intentions, they're not always enough. You got to speak the right language.
And it highlights another risk. Just focusing on your preferred way of showing love might completely miss the mark for the other person.
Yeah.
John defaults to gifts because that's his thing.
But it doesn't fill Sarah's tank. Makes sense.
And that mismatch, those unmet expectations based on different languages, that can cause real friction. That's definitely takeaway number 3 there.
Okay, and another big pain point is feeling unseen, right? Like your efforts just aren't noticed or valued.
Yes. Think about Emily with her drawing. She's poured her heart into it. She's bursting to show her
And
parents.
seeking that affirmation.
Right. But maybe they're distracted, stressed from work, and just give a quick, oh, that's nice, honey, without really looking.
Oof, that hurts, even if they didn't mean it badly.
Exactly. For Emily, it feels like her effort, her creation, wasn't really seen or appreciated. So listener takeaway. Not acknowledging efforts in someone's preferred language can be really disheartening.
And often it's just because we get caught up, right? We're preoccupied.
Yeah, life happens. But we need to realize that being preoccupied can stop us from showing love in ways that actually connect. It's an unintentional block.
But the good news is, like you said, small things count.
Absolutely. Imagine if one parent just paused, really looked, and said, "Wow, Emily, I love the bright blue you use for the sky."
Tiny comment, big impact.
Huge impact. So remember, even small acknowledgments in the right language can make a massive difference.
Okay, and the third pain point, feeling lonely.
Yeah, lonely moments, even within a family. If your specific need for connection isn't met in your language, you can feel isolated.
Like Tom wanting that quality time playing games with his dad.
Mm-hmm. He wants dad's full attention, that shared experience. But maybe dad keeps saying, "Later, buddy, got to finish this email," or maybe tomorrow.
And even though dad loves him,
Tom might start to feel like he's not important, like work is always a priority over him. That leads to loneliness. So that it's crucial to get that time and focused attention are powerful love expressions for quality time people.
and repeatedly putting it off sends a message, doesn't it?
It really does. Repeatedly postponing that quality time can make someone feel unimportant, even if that's the last thing you intend.
But again, maybe it doesn't have to be hours.
Not at all. Even short bursts of truly focused attention can fight off that loneliness. 10 minutes of dedicated game time, phone down, fully engaged, that fills the tank.
So, looking at the Millers again, we see these patterns. Sarah feels unhelped, acts of service. John feels unappreciated for his gifts. Emily feels unheard, words of affirmation. And Tom feels left out, quality time.
Yeah, these little empty tank moments really add up over time, creating distance.
It really makes you think, for everyone listening, try to recall a time you felt someone wasn't speaking your language of love. How did it actually feel? Remembering that can be really motivating.
Okay, let's flip this. Let's talk benefits. What happens when we do start understanding and speaking each other's languages when those tanks are full?
Well, the big one has to be stronger connections, right? A
Yeah.
deeper bond.
Absolutely. When you intentionally meet someone's needs in their language, it builds trust, fosters teamwork. It says, "I see you, I get you."
Like John starting to proactively help Sarah with chores, it's not just about the dishes.
No. It tells Sarah he values her, he sees her load, and he wants to be her partner in it. So, listener takeaway number one, meeting needs in their love language fosters a sense of being truly understood.
And acts of service especially, they communicate care very practically, don't they?
Incredibly powerfully. It's love in action. And when both people make that effort,
It builds a stronger team.
exactly. Shared effort in speaking each other's language builds stronger relationships. That's takeaway 3.
Okay, benefit number 2, feeling genuinely loved.
Yes, feeling truly loved, not just liked, but deeply valued for who you are. When actions align with your primary language, it hits differently.
Like Emily's parents really engaging with her art, asking questions, giving specific praise.
That specific, genuine affirmation boosts her self-worth. It validates her passion.
It shows you're actually paying attention.
Right. Paying attention to someone's passions and efforts shows genuine care. And that feeling, that core sense of being loved,
It impacts everything else.
totally. Feeling truly loved contributes massively to overall well-being and happiness.
Makes perfect sense. And the third benefit, better communication.
Yes, better communication. When you feel loved and secure, you're generally more open.
So Dad playing video games with Tom, that dedicated time.
It makes Tom feel valued, right?
Right.
So he's probably more likely to open up about school or friends or problems because he feels connected.
So the shared activity opens doors.
Exactly. Shared activities in the right language create opportunities for deeper conversations. It breaks down barriers.
Because you feel safe, connected.
Feeling connected makes it easier to communicate openly and honestly, and by prioritizing what matters to them.
You're showing you value their whole world, their perspective.
Precisely. Prioritizing what's important to others shows you value their perspective.
So as the Millers started doing this, John helping out, Sarah giving praise, parents engaging with Emily's art, Dad scheduling Tom time.
They saw real change. Fewer fights, more smiles, just a happier vibe overall in the house.
It really shows it works. So for you listening, think about a time you felt really, truly loved. What was the specific thing someone did? That might be a clue to your language.
Okay, but it's not always smooth sailing, is it? Let's talk about the bumps, The risks.
Yeah, the potential pitfalls. It's important to be realistic. What's the first one?
I think a big one is thinking love languages are a magic fix. Like, okay, I know their language, now everything will be perfect.
Right, it's a tool, not a cure-all.
Exactly. The Millers might get great at speaking each other's languages, but if they fundamentally disagree on, say, parenting styles or money.
Those issues still need direct attention. Knowing Sarah likes acts of service won't solve a major budget disagreement.
Precisely. So, a crucial point. Love languages are one part of a healthy relationship, not the only part.
And those underlying issues, they need to be addressed directly. You can't just love language your way around them.
No. And if you expect it to solve everything, you might get frustrated. So remember, expecting love languages to fix everything can lead to disappointment. Keep it in perspective.
Okay, what's another risk? Things feeling forced.
Yes. Feeling forced or fake. Authenticity is key.
So if John helps with chores, but he's sighing and banging dishes around.
Sarah's going to pick up on that 5, isn't she? It won't feel like love. It'll feel like begrudging obligation.
Right. So sincerity is paramount. The feeling behind the action matters.
Hugely. Actions done just out of obligation can feel empty, even unloving. It can backfire.
So maybe saying why you're doing it helps. Like, hey, I know you're tired. Let me get those.
Exactly. Communicate your genuine intentions alongside the actions. That makes a big difference.
Good tip. Okay, third risk. Maybe focusing too much on one language.
Ignoring other needs by getting tunnel vision on the primary language.
So, like, Emily loves words of affirmation, so her parents only praise her, but maybe forget she also likes hugs or just hanging out.
Right. She might still feel like something's missing. Because really, people appreciate love in multiple forms. We're complex.
So don't get too rigid.
No. Don't become too rigid in focusing only on a single love language. Mix it up.
Pay attention to the moment.
Yes. Observe and adapt based on situations and needs. Maybe today she needs a hug more than praise. Be flexible.
So the Millers probably hit some of these bumps initially.
Oh, for sure. Maybe John went overboard on acts of service and forgot Sarah still liked hearing, I appreciate you. Maybe Emily started expecting praise for everything.
And Tom got upset if game time was 5 minutes late.
Exactly. These are normal learning curves. It's about noticing when things don't land right and adjusting. So, listener reflection. Ever had good intentions fall flat? Thinking about the language might reveal why.
Okay, so how do we find that balance? Navigate the bumps. What are the big lessons learned?
Well, a really key lesson is that, actually, everyone likes all the languages to some degree, even if one resonates most.
Good point. Sarah likes acts of service best, but a thoughtful card from John. Still nice.
Right. And Tom loves quality time. But a high five or a hug from Dad, also good.
Oh.
So, lesson 1. Be open to expressing and receiving love in different ways. Don't box people in.
And don't underestimate small gestures across the board.
Never. A quick thanks, holding a door, a brief check-in call, they all add up. And actually, variety in expressing love keeps relationships dynamic, keeps things fresh.
Okay, lesson 2. Flexibility.
Absolutely crucial. Flexibility is key. Life happens. Schedules get blown up.
Right. John has a crazy deadline. He can't do the dishes tonight. Tom's game time has to move because Grandma called.
Exactly. Being rigid leads to frustration. So you need to be understanding when plans change. Give each other some grace.
And maybe find alternatives.
Yes. Find alternative ways to show love when the usual way isn't possible. Can't do the big chore? Maybe offer a heartfelt apology and a promise for tomorrow, plus a back rub.
And talk about it.
Definitely. Communicate openly about changes and find solutions together. That maintains connection even when plans go awry.
Okay, final lesson, and maybe the most important.
It might sound obvious, but talking is still super important. Love languages enhance communication. They don't replace it.
The Millers still needed to chat about feelings, right? Emily needed to understand praise isn't constant, but the love is.
Exactly. You still need to express your needs and feelings clearly. Don't assume people are mind readers, even if they know your language.
And listen actively.
Crucial. Actively listen to the needs and feelings of others. Create that safe space.
So the sweet spot is combining both.
That's it. Combine understanding love languages with open, honest dialogue. That's the recipe.
And as the Millers did this, embraced all languages, stayed flexible, kept talking, they found a much better rhythm.
A much better, more resilient balance. Stronger connections all around.
Okay, listener challenge. Think about small, flexible ways you can show and receive love this week. Tiny adjustments.
Right. Now let's get really practical. How did the Millers put this into action day to day? 5 concrete examples.
Okay, application 1, family time.
They started a weekly, phone-free family game night, making family time special. That's pure quality time.
Big boost for Tom, right? But good for everyone.
Totally. It showed that short, focused time can be super impactful. And they rotate who picks the game so everyone feels involved.
Nice. Application 2.
Expressing daily appreciation. Words of affirmation focus. Habitual thank yous for small things, specific compliments, especially for Emily's efforts.
Making her feel proud and seen.
Exactly. The lesson. Simple, genuine words matter. Sarah even started leaving little appreciative notes for John,
I like that. Okay, 3.
helping each other out.
Yeah.
Acts of service in action. John proactively helps Sarah more. Emily helps Tom with homework sometimes.
So Sarah feels supported, teaches the kids too.
Shows that actions speak volumes about care. Tom even started offering to walk the dog with his dad sometime.
Great. 4.
Giving thoughtful little things. Receiving gifts, but small scale. Sarah grabbing John's favorite coffee. John bringing Emily a small treat.
Little reminders. I'm thinking of you.
Precisely. Shows the thought is what counts. Emily got into making handmade cards, which everyone loved.
That's lovely. And 5.
Showing comfort and connection. Physical touch. Regular hugs, hello and goodbye. A comforting arm around the shoulder. High fives for wins.
Fostering closeness and support.
Yes. Shows physical affection is powerful. They also started cuddling up on the couch for movie nights more often.
So putting it all together really made a difference for them.
A huge difference.
Yeah.
Closer, happier, more understood. So, for you listening, brainstorm one way you can use each language with your family this week. Just one small thing for each.
Great challenge. And this stuff isn't just for families, right? It applies wider.
Absolutely. These principles work for life success, friendships, school, work, overall happiness.
Okay, so friendships.
Friends have love languages too. Understanding what makes your friend feel appreciated strengthens that bond immensely.
So listen well to the quality time friend. Leave notes for the words of affirmation friend.
Exactly. Treating friends the way they like to be treated builds stronger connections. It shows you get them.
What about school or work? You can't exactly give your boss a hug, usually.
Huh. Probably not. But think of it as appreciation languages. Showing appreciation to teachers or colleagues in ways they value improves relationships.
Like thanking a teacher who helped you, words, or helping a colleague with a task, acts of service.
Precisely. Showing appreciation in ways that resonate builds positive relationships in those settings too. Imagine a student helping organize the classroom for a teacher who values acts of service. That teacher will notice.
Okay, and how does this all tie into just overall happiness?
Well, strong, supportive relationships are foundational, aren't they? When you feel understood and appreciated by the key people in your life.
You feel better overall, more confident.
Exactly. The Millers, feeling more connected at home, likely felt more empowered to face challenges outside the home, support each other's goals. Strong relationships are foundational for success and well-being in life.
They have a secure base.
Right. They might feel more willing to try new things knowing they have that loving support system.
So understanding these languages of appreciation is key pretty much everywhere.
It's a critical ingredient for a fulfilling life, I'd say.
Okay, so final action step for everyone. Think about the different people in your life, friends, teachers, coworkers. How do they likely feel most appreciated? And commit to one small action this week to fill their tank.
Excellent. So just to quickly recap our deep dive today, we covered the idea of love tanks, the 5 love languages.
Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, physical touch.
Right. We looked at the pain points of empty tanks, the huge benefits of filling them, and also the potential risks or bumps in the road.
And stress the need for balance, flexibility, and always keeping communication open.
Then we saw how to apply it in family life and beyond, in friendships, school, work, for overall happiness.
So the final thought we want to leave you with is this. Understanding how others feel loved. It really is like having a kind of secret code, a code to building deeper, happier connections.
Keep practicing those love language skills. You might be surprised at the difference it makes. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Hey you, ever poured your energy into what felt like the perfect way to show someone you care, only to feel like it just, didn't quite land?
Uh-huh. Or maybe you're always saying nice things, but what they really want is just your time. Undivided attention.
Exactly. We've all been there, right? So today, we're diving deep into something that can really unlock these relationship puzzles. It's the fascinating world of love tanks and love languages.
It really is. Think of it like this. Everyone has an emotional love tank. And when it's full, well, we feel happy, connected. We thrive in our relationships.
Okay. But here's the catch, isn't it?
Yep. We each have a preferred way for that tank to get filled. And these preferences, that's what we call the 5 love languages.
Right, so let's unpack these languages. What's the first one?
First up, words of affirmation.
Okay, so that's about feeling loved through what people actually say.
Exactly. Hearing those encouraging words, expressions of appreciation, compliments, it really lands for some people.
Makes sense. What's next?
Then there's quality time. And this isn't just being physically present.
Right, not just sitting on the same couch, scrolling on your phones.
Precisely. It's about focused attention. Truly connecting, sharing an experience without distractions. Like having a really good chat where you both feel genuinely heard.
Got it. Okay, number 3.
Receiving gifts. Now, this one can sometimes get a bad rap, like it's materialistic.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's usually not about the price tag. It's the thoughtfulness, the effort behind the gesture. A meaningful gift, big or small, shows someone you are thinking of them, that you see them.
So the intent is key.
Absolutely. The thought really does count here.
Okay, what else?
Next is acts of service. This is love shown through actions.
Doing things for people.
Yes. Helpful things, making their life a little easier. Think about someone taking a task off your plate when you're totally overwhelmed. That's love in motion for someone with this language.
Yeah, that can feel huge.
Okay, last one.
And finally, physical touch. This one's pretty self-explanatory.
Hugs, high fives, a hand on the shoulder, a cuddle on the sofa. For people with this primary language, that physical connection is the clearest, most direct way they feel loved